Every subject is two subjects: wanted and absence of wanted. Plenty of money, not enough. Wellness and balance, not enough. Clarity, confusion. In other words, a stick with two ends on it. So imagine a stick, let's call it mother. It's the stick called mother, and on one end of it is clarity and balance and fun and wholeness and wellness and goodness, and on the other end of it is dysfunction and confusion and misunderstanding. But this is not just a singular stick. This is a stick in a whole pile of sticks. Let's feel it as a big bundle of sticks, and one end of it has one vibrational frequency and the other end of it has a whole different vibrational frequency. Now in that bundle of sticks there are other subjects. What other subjects are in your life?
Money. Being a mother myself.
So you have a stick called child or children?
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about that stick. In other words, what's on this good feeling end of that stick?
I struggle with.
All right, let's not talk about that stick.
Okay.
It's all right, but we want to talk about a stick that isn't a struggle stick. You got any non-struggling sticks in your pile?
I have a lot of support from my husband, my in-laws.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Because all of that's all cluttered. You got any sticks that have a good feeling end on it that's so dominant that the other end of the stick is just not relevant? Esther's sister has a new little dog, new to Esther, and this little dog, when she sees Esther coming, she leaps for joy. She can't get to Esther fast enough, and she just shivers all over in excitement that she gets to see Esther again. And Esther cannot be in the vicinity of this darling little dog without feeling only pure positive energy. There's only one end of the stick called Nikki. There's only one end of that stick. That other end of the stick is non-existent. You got any sticks like that?
I feel like I look great for my age. That I get told every day at work that they can't believe I have a 16-year-old son.
You got any other sticks? We don't disagree. That one's a little iffy, however.
I do really well with my flowers at home.
Flowers. That end of that stick. So here's what we want you to understand. Let's say that it's time to plant new flowers, and you have some in the trunk of your car, and this is the day you're going to set them, and you are anticipating that, or even in the process of doing that. Do you know that during the time that you are focused upon that stick that is so easy to feel good about, that it activates that end of all these sticks? It does, because it's not about subject, it's about activation. In the same way, you could have a pile of sticks that mostly feel really good, and you could have one mother, and you could focus upon that end of the mother stick and activate all the other sticks to the point that your flowers would die. You seeing what we're getting at?
Yeah.
And so what we mean by getting out ahead of it is, we mean choosing the vibration, the path of least resistance vibration, not the efforting vibration or the struggle vibration, the path of least resistance vibration. And so you say, with no question, it's so easy for me to feel good about my flowers, or about how good I look, or about what else?
I love the blue sky, clouds, rain, everything.
The pictures that they took on the airplanes on their way here, pictures of things that Esther has never seen before, the moisture in the air and the sun on it, the creation of such beautiful things. What else?
I love my cat. She's really sweet and always has been a good girl.
What else?
I love I get to go home every day and be cozy and have a roof over my head.
You see what's happened already? She just activated a few things on that end of the stick, and now her vibration is totally shifted for now on those subjects. And so there's a tendency to say, yeah, but on those subjects, and we say, no, it's not about those subjects. It's that your vibration is shifted, and now everything about every stick has shifted for now. So now talk to us for just a little bit about your sweet mother.
She is so accepting of everybody. She has never said a derogatory word
now,
towards
did you
me.
expect that from her a few minutes ago? You have just reactivated within yourself your true, what's in your vortex vibration about your mother, you see? And it's only about understanding that it's all vibrational. And now when we say you can't get there from there, what we mean is you got to get out ahead of it vibrationally, and when you do, you can get anywhere on any subject. You just got to take your time and do it the easy way.
One of the things that always gets me is...
Now be careful there.
No, I know it's because I know I chose my sister.
Wait.
Okay.
When we say get out ahead of it,
No.
when we say get out ahead of it, kind of feel where you're going before you go.
Okay. I am so grateful that I chose to be with the people in this world.
Well, we don't want you to make stuff up either.
No. I was thinking about my sister.
We know.
Okay. And
Because you're determined.
yeah. But when everybody complains about how their parents, okay. I appreciate so much that my
Don't
mom
make
has
stuff
been
up. We're playing with you, but this is how it goes, isn't it? Then it gets in the category of efforting, and we don't want that either. In other words, it was easy to talk about the flowers, and then it was easy to talk about the cat. The path of least resistance is always a path of ease, because nobody's got you on the spot. Nobody's testing you to see how well you can do. It's just you reaching for the best feeling thoughts that you can find, and when you find it, so we want to talk just a moment about getting out ahead of it, because that's what just happened. Did you see what we mean? Getting out ahead of what? Getting out ahead of resistance, getting out ahead of reality. Another way of saying it is getting into alignment with the vibrational essence that is in the process of becoming. Getting out ahead in what's becoming, out ahead of the manifestation of it. If you try to take score, then you notice what isn't happening. But if you're reaching for the vibration, then you can feel the now reality of what's happening. Through the years, the first process that we offered to help you get out ahead of something was a process that we called pivoting. And what that said is, when I know what I don't want, I right away know what I do want. And if you catch it early, you can get out ahead of it. You got to catch it early. I know what I don't want. What is it that I do want? But if I know what I don't want, and what I don't want really sucks, and what's been going on has been going on for a really long time, and this has happened with this airline before, and then pivoting is not an effective process, because you can't find the other end of the stick, because this end of the stick is too active. You see what we're getting at? So another process to get out ahead of it is called segment intending. Segment intending says, I realize that this is a new segment, meaning new circumstance, new environment, new combination of people. If you're having dinner with someone at a table and another person walks up to say hello, you just entered a new segment. If you're in your car and your phone rings, you've just entered a new segment. It's the illegal zone, you know? So recognizing that it's a new segment, and then stopping in the first realization that you've entered a new segment, and just making a statement to yourself, I want to feel good in this segment, and then just state your intentions in that segment. Well, that also is easier said than done sometimes, isn't it? But it's another way that you can get out ahead of it. Our favorite way, because it's the most surefire way of getting out ahead of something, is to meditate, meaning stop thought, meaning quiet your mind, meaning stop resistant thought. And when you stop resistant thought, your vibration rises and you have access to other thoughts. Now, a sort of thing like that just happened to you while we talked. We guided it, but if we weren't here to guide it, and you weren't beating the drum and activating thoughts about the things you're worried about, and of course you want to talk about that here, that's why we're here, we get that. But if you just quiet your mind, do you meditate?
No, every time I meditate, I end up getting these, I may be quiet for 5 seconds and then I get these wonderful thoughts.
Well, then that's even better. That's what we're leading to. If you're quieting your mind and your mind immediately starts to wander into wonderful things, you know what's happening to you? You're in the receiving mode. You're in what we are calling the daydreaming mode. You're awake, you're tuned to that higher frequency, and you're getting glimpses of what's in your vortex. That's a wonderful thing. That's the most effective way of getting out ahead of it, you see.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of privacy too, but when I can.
You see, you're doing what almost everybody does, and we get it. You're arguing for your limitations. So we want to say, why would someone, and everybody does it, Esther too, why would you argue for your limitations? Because you want to be right, and because you feel like you're on the spot. You feel like somebody's watching you and you're trying to explain why you're not doing something that feels better. Esther did not spend that $900 for another ticket because she knew how bad it looked to the person behind the counter. Hours later, while she's sitting in her driveway, she would have spent $1 million for that ticket. $900 was hardly anything.
I guess I'm looking for better solutions to the busy life I have, to find times to quiet my mind enough to connect.
What you just did, and it's all right, as you're talking about the stick called better solutions, is that while you want more time for yourself, the end of the stick that is activated is there's not enough time for me. You're on the martyrdom end of the stick. Esther sat there all night on that end of the stick. I need to be right. This is how it is, and this is why I'm not doing better. No, the only reason you're not feeling better is because you didn't get out ahead of it. You let beliefs and habits, and you let momentum that didn't feel good from the moment you touched it. So Esther didn't pivot, she didn't pre-pave, she didn't segment intend, she didn't daydream about her trip. She just went and got on an airplane that she didn't believe in. Yikes.
I guess it's about finding those little beliefs that I'm unaware of sometimes.
And if you're not aware of them, how are you going to be aware of them? They get big enough until you feel them. And when you feel them, then what do? What should you do?
I usually go up the emotional scale and process why I believe that thing to be true.
But our point to you today is that that's efforting an attempt at control that hardly ever works. There is a path of lesser resistance, and that path is change the subject, think about the flowers, think about the cat, meditate, daydream, lobotomy. There's lots of choices. There's lots of choices. You see what we're getting at? This was such a good conversation. We are appreciative of your candor, your willingness to play with us, and your demonstration of your energy moving. And we want to leave this segment, and then we'll take segment of refreshment, that there's no right or wrong way to do this. There's just the best feeling thought that you can find from where you are. And if it's a struggle to find a better feeling thought, then give up the fight right now. Take a nap, change the subject, do whatever you can to take the tension off the struggle. Picture a tug of war, and on one end of the long rope are people that are pulling, that represent your hindering beliefs. And on the other end of the rope are, in your mind's eye, people who represent your desires. And just see that battle going on for a moment. And let's just, for accuracy in this analogy, say they're pretty equally matched. You got a desire, but you got beliefs. And so this tug of war has been going on for quite a while on some of these subjects. And now this is what we're saying with these words here today. All of these people on this end, just let go of the rope, and all those people fall down. Just let go of the rope and feel how great it feels for the battle to be over for now, right now. Just let go of it, because that tension is not gonna win. It's the opposite of that wins. So just let go. Just let go. Because you've already done step one. You did the asking. It's already in the vortex. Source is all over it. Source energy is bringing about these things you want. And at another time, when you feel less resistant, you can focus upon that end of the stick, or that end of the rope, so to speak, and off you go. Is this helpful? This is a good time for a segment of refreshment.